Hello, my name is Keshwani. That's Keshwani, Keshwani. We are here because we want to learn to read and write Hindi. We are also here because we want to learn to read and write Urdu. We are doing both at the same time. Today is our lesson number 68. Let's get going. The very first word that we are about to write involves O ki matra, and as you know, we have done it many times. As you know, to make a O ki matra in Urdu, we take our letter, for example, letter B. In Hindi, you just put a line like that becomes O ki matra. In Urdu, we combine B with a letter called wow, and that serves as O ki matra, and that gives us bo. The exception is when you have to convert V into a vo. When the letter V itself, wow itself, when the letter wow itself is combined and we need a O ki matra for vo, which would be wo, we do not put two vowels next to each other. That's an exception. Instead of a wow, we replace it with a he. This he right here, choti he, right there, the second one. And it looks like this. We just write it like this, wo. Now it reads wo. Wo. There are too many exceptions, idiosyncrasies, oddities, eccentricities in Urdu. You just have to deal with that. Wo, jab na, jab. Jab is very simple. Ja and a ba. Wo, jab. Na. Here's another exception. Here we're going to put down na. In Hindi it just takes a ki matra. But na will not be written like this. Na, noon and alif. That's not how we write na. It's going to be written like this. Noon and a he. It's actually noon and he. That's it. Now it's a different he. As you know, we have four he's. It's this one right here, the third one. That he is combined with noon to make it a na. That reads na. Even though it's a he, it's na. Na. Wo jab na mili. Now we need a word which has e ki matra, both choti ki matra as well as badi ki matra. And the word is mili. Mili as in to meet somebody, to encounter somebody, to run into somebody. It's feminine, of course. For masculine, we mila. Plural, we mila. You already know that. Wo jab na mili. So here's our meme. And it needs a zair to give us choti ki matra. Choti ki matra, and then we'll have a lam, which is going to combine with choti ye to give us badi ki matra. And that reads mili. When meme is about to join something, it does not take that shape. You already know it. It takes this shape. So ma, la, and then choti ye, and don't forget to put the zair underneath it, because the zair is what gives us iki matra. Wo jab na mili. The next word is we need cha. Cha is simply cha plus a ha. And now we're dealing with this right here, the last one, do chashmi hai. That gives us cha. Just like you would do in English, except in English they don't even have the letter for cha with cha, so they put ch, so the cha would be ch and h. That's how we write cha in English. We do have a letter for cha, so we cha and a ha gives us cha. Looks like this. We don't need a cha, we need a cha. Cha. Let's see how to write cha in Hindi. I always forget it. Looks like this. That's a cha. We don't need a cha, we need a cha. But we don't need a cha, we need cha. Cha. It has a nasalized n at the end. We do that in Urdu by putting what is known as nun gunna. Nun gunna is simply noon, n, without the dot in it. This is a na. And the nun gunna is how Hindi you would simply put a dot. Now it reads wo jab na mili cha. Cha means to overcome, to overcast. Cha gaye. You need a ga. And then we need a, which is alif and alif combined with badi a, which gives us a ki matra. In Hindi, you simply write like this, a. The complication is that, as we already know, whenever alif is followed by badi a, or alif is followed by choti a, or alif is followed by a vav, alif disappears. Alif is replaced by something called hamza. It goes on the top. And that symbol on the top represents the alif, a. This is alif and a badi a. This is e. This is e again, and this is o. There we go. वो जब ना मिली छा गए. So here's a g, to which we're going to combine badi a and we put a hamza on top of it. That reads gaye. That's this word right here. वो जब ना मिली छा गए. The next word is aankh. A, no, and a kh. But the way it is written so far, both in Urdu and in Hindi, the way it is written so far does not say aankh, aankh is an eye. It does not say aankh. What it says is anakh. We don't need anakh, we need aankh. The noon, the na in the middle is nasalized. How do we take care of it in Urdu? It's very simple. You put this symbol there. That symbol tells the person that this noon is to be not pronounced in its entirety. Is very much nasalized. Aankh. What do we do in Hindi? Well, we do in Hindi what we did here. That is a nun guna. That's a nun guna. This is how the nun guna appears. This is how nun guna appears, looks rather, when it appears at the end. It's a nun without the dot. But when nun guna is needed in the middle of the word, we do have to put a dot, and then you put this symbol on top of it to remind the person that's a nun guna. What do we do in Hindi? We do in Hindi what we did here. Just put a dot. N comes out, and you put a dot on top of it with half moon. And that reads aankh. We don't need aankh, we need plural. We need aakhon. 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 Again, aakhon, as you can see, as you can hear, aakhon at the end has the nasalized N. Again, we need a nun guna. And we put a dot again. Or rather, first we have to take care of aakhon. We need a o ki matra and then we put a dot. That says aakhon. वो जब ना मिली आँखों में, वो जब ना मिली छा गए आँखों में आंधा nun guna. Again, in Hindi you simply put a dot. In Urdu we will put nun guna right here. वो जब ना मिली छा गए आँखों में, the difficult word, no, then we need a the. The would be written like this, dal and a ha. We don't have a the in Urdu, we don't have a letter for the, so we do exactly what you would do in English. You will put a D and a H to make a the. That's exactly what that is, the. In Hindi, there is a letter. In Hindi, you do have a letter. The letter looks like this. That's a the. We don't need a the, we need a de. So we need to put a badi ki matra. So far it says ande. So far it says ande. And then you need a re. So far it says andhere. Andhere. We don't need andere. We need so far it says anadhere. We don't need anadhere. That's what it also says. Anadhere. We don't need anadhere. What we're looking for is andhere. Andhere is in darkness. So again, this noon has to be nasalized. We put a symbol underneath it. And in Hindi, you will take it out. And again, you will put half moon. Now it says andhere. And we have to bring everything closer together. Let's put it all together, okay? Let's put it all together. When we do it together, alif and a noon, and then a dal and a ha, And then don't forget the symbol. That makes it nasalized. And. So far it says and. And. They. And this, because this body appears in the middle, it's going to take this shape. And then a ray and a body. There you go. Voila. Finally we did it. And then now it says अंधेरे. वो जब ना मिली छा गए आँखों में अंधेरे. When I found out that she was no longer around, that she had left me, if you remember yesterday's lesson, in yesterday's lesson the two lines we did were the fact that she left him while he was sleeping, while he was asleep. The lines were, एक रात को उसने मुझे सोता हुआ छोड़ा. एक रात को उसने मुझे सोता हुआ छोड़ा. One night she left me while I was sleeping. चल दी वो कहीं प्यार को रोता हुआ छोड़ा. And this is the continuation. So obviously he's describing how he's feeling. What he says is that वो जब ना मिली छा गए आँखों में अंधेरे. When I realized that she was no longer around, a darkness fell over my eyes. That's what he says. Let's look at the next line. वो जब ना मिली छा गए आँखों में अंधेरे. In the next line, the very first word that we're going to do is also a vocab word. Let's learn it together. Let's first learn a different word. The word that we don't need. Let's learn it together. The word is na. And then see. Seen. And the choti hai. See. That's choti hai serves as a badi ki matra. And then ba. Naseeb. And of course, you know what naseeb means. Naseeb means fate. Except the complication here is that the spelling in Hindi is fine. The way it is spelled in Urdu is correct. The way it's spelled in Urdu is not correct. The sir that you see there, seen that you see here, we do not need this scene. We have two sirs in Urdu. We don't need a scene. We need a swat. Swat is something for which Hindi does not have exact equivalent. All you can do is approximate. Swat is approximate sir. That's why we use a sir here. But what we need here is swat. It looks like this. No, and then swat, naseeb. When we combine them, this is what it's going to look like. There is a na, and then a sir, and then a ya, and a ba. Don't forget, when choti ya or badi ya, when they appear in the middle, they always take this shape when they appear in the middle. That says naseeb. Naseeb means fate. This word that we just learned just for the hell of it. Naseeb is not the word we're looking for. We're looking for a word which is the homonym. Not homonym, rather. Homonyms are two words that sound the same. We're not looking for homonyms. We don't need naseeb. What we need here is a word that is a synonym of naseeb. It means the same thing as naseeb. The word is this. Ta, ka, di, and then a row. Taqdeer. Taqdeer. That's how the word is taqdeer. I was about to say that's how you spell taqdeer. Well, that is how you would spell taqdeer, but these spelling are not technically correct. Taqdeer is spelled with a Q. That's the K. What we have here is a K. We don't need a K. We need a Q. Q is this one. Kaf. Kaf. We have done all of this before. Which day was Q? We learned right there on day number 7. As you can see, the approximate sign is an approximate K. That's why it says approximate here, because again, just like before, Hindi does not have Q. Hindi only has K. That's it. Take it or leave it. In Urdu, just like in English, we have a K and a Q. Kaf, kaf, which is this one, and a kaf, which is this one. We need taqdeer. Taqdeer is spelled with a Q. So we're going to replace K with a Q. Just like here, we have to replace seen with swat. Let's put it together. So here is a tuck. So far it says tuck, tuck. Then you combine the dal, that's tuck, and then taqdeer. As you can see how awkward it looks and how awkward it feels when you have to stop in the middle of it. One does not stop in the middle of writing. Let me rewrite it. The word is taqdeer. Let me rewrite it. It has to have a nice flow to it. Takdeer, there you go. Takdeer means naseeb, fate. Takdeer is a synonym, as I said, of naseeb, of fate, fortune. Takdeer. Takdeer kisi. Let's do it lower here. Kisi would be kaf and a zair that gives us choti ki matra. Oh, we never fixed this thing. We never fixed this Hindi spelling. Hindi spelling, the way it is written, it says K. We don't need a K, we need a Q. So to remind the reader that the correct spelling calls for a Q, in Hindi we improvise by putting a dot underneath it. Dot tells the reader that that's a Q, not a K. Takdeer. Takdeer kisi. Ki, and then seen, and the choti. Choti gives us badi ki matra. We already know that. Kisi. Let's put it together. So here's a ka, and then a seen, and the badi hai kisi. Takdeer kisi ko bhi, ko bhi, bha, and a choti hai bhi. तकदीर किसी को भी we don't need a ba, we need a bu. U ki matra. This symbol, as we already know, is called pesh. We need a pesh on top of ba to make it convert ba into a bu. Bu, ra. We don't need a ra, we need a re. Badi hai. That gives us a ki matra. Takdeer kisi ko bhi bure. Let's put it together. It's very simple. Bure. And the next word we're going to write here, actually, next word is not something we did yesterday, but it's a very simple word. Here we go. Dal, which is the. Which is the. Let me rewrite the. It did not come out very nice. The. We don't need a the, we need a di. Choti ki matra. And then a no, noon. Din. Din is very simple because they're not going to join. Takdeer kisi ko bhi bure din na. Just like before we did it, just a little while ago in the previous line we did na. Or jab na mili mujhe, the same thing, na. Takdeer kisi ko bhi bure din na. Again, the di. And then we need a ka. We don't need a ka, we need a ka. Di ka. And then a. There we go. Takdeer kisi ko bhi bure din na dikhaye. Takdeer kisi ko bhi bure din na dikhaye. May no one see, may no one encounter bad times like the ones I'm encountering. The hard times, the bad times, the misfortune, but nasibi, kisi ko bhi na dikhaye. Nobody suffers from what I'm suffering right now. Takdeer kisi ko bhi बुरे वक्त दिन ना दिखाए. वो जब ना मिली छा गए आँखों में अंधेरे. तकदीर किसी को भी बुरे दिन ना दिखाए. That was it. There are still 2 lines left in the song. We'll do them tomorrow. We'll finish it up. Okay? Bye now.